Hey guys, welcome back to Kal-El Soups 808. In today's video, Spidey fans, we take a little look at the upcoming 1/10 scale Gamerverse Spider-Man statues from PCS. Guys, before we get into it, if you enjoy content like this, if you wouldn't mind clicking that like button, it really does help out the channel, and I really do appreciate it. Also, make sure you are subscribed so you don't miss out on any future content. Thank you so much, guys. I appreciate you, and with that said, let's get into it. So yeah, this is exciting news for Spidey fans, especially those on a bit of a budget. PCS are coming out with these 1/10 scale Spidey statues here based on the Gamerverse. Now, some of you 90s video games nerds might recognize this famous pose from Marvel vs. Capcom. Spidey's kind of like fighting stance, and also the one particular web move he uses. It's a very, very classic pose. Someone did do a custom of a Spidey in this kind of pose a few years ago in quarter scale, I believe, and that was pretty nice. But now we're getting it in 1/10 scale as an officially licensed product. So before we go into each statue individually, we will go over the specs. Here's what PCS have to say about these pieces. And this is from their website. Premium Collectibles Studio presents the Marvel Gamerverse Classics Spider-Man 1/10 scale statue, the next exciting installment in the PCS Marvel Gamerverse Classics line. Spider-Man is poised and ready for action in this exciting tribute to his appearance in classic 90s video games. Yeah, they're a bit vague there. It was Marvel vs. Capcom. But anyway, if you guys want to read the rest of this, you can pause it or just look on their website. But the most important things we want to focus on here are the fact that it's 1/10. There's an early pre-order price of $112.49 US. I guess the regular price is $124.99, so $125. That's before shipping and all the rest of it. The dimensions here: 5 inches in height, 7 inches in width, and 5.5 inches in depth. And then just the approximate shipping dates of June 2024 to August 2024. So as you can see, this comes in 3 different variants. It comes from this classic style Marvel vs. Capcom. I like this one best, and I'll tell you why in just a second. This will be the only one I'd be interested in getting. It also comes in the kind of back in black suit, symbiote looking statue. And then also it comes in a more classic, very old school 1960s cartoon style. We'll go into all 3 in detail right now. Now this is my favorite, and I'll tell you why. First of all, what I'll say is I love the pose on all of them. It's very dynamic, it's very unique and specific to Marvel vs. Capcom the game. I don't know why they didn't mention that on the website, the name of the game. It might be licensing reasons or whatever. But I do love this version of Spider-Man. I love the pose. I think that the paint lines on it look great. I love those lenses. I've said this 1,000,001 times before, but I think Spider-Man, especially when he's in dynamic poses like he often is, the lenses should be wide. I don't like it when the eye lenses are narrow for various reasons. One, when they're wide, it kind of like conveys that kind of like, oh, I'm ready for battle kind of thing. But also, even if he had a static mask, and we can suspend disbelief like from the early movies, and the lenses don't move, they wouldn't need to be big. He swings around the city a lot, right? He needs to have a good field of vision through his mask, so he wouldn't have these little tiny crappy eye lenses. So I've always liked the bigger eye lenses on Spider-Man, so that's one reason why I like this one best. Also, that this is exactly how he looks in the Marvel vs. Capcom game, which if we're replicating that pose, that's how I want his costume and face to look. And I think PCS have done a fantastic job of replicating that costume, those lenses, the pose, everything from that particular game. So that is why this one in particular is my favourite out of the 3. And just like Sideshow used their apples, PCS used their PCS can here, like a regular pop can, just to show you a size comparison. This is quite small, 5 inches in height, So you're paying 112, 125 bucks, and you're getting quite a tiny statue. But it allows you to have, you know, a Spider-Man statue that's good quality for a relatively affordable price. We know what these things go for in quarter scale these days. It's like $1,000 plus. So let's go into the other versions of this. So we'll take a look at the 1960s cartoon style now with the narrow eye lenses. Now, this I've already mentioned. I prefer the wider lenses on Spider-Man, but if you're a huge fan of the original classic, this is a really nice statue also to have. He never did this pose in the cartoon, to my knowledge, but they've done a really great job. Look at that spider on the back. That's the classic old school 60s cartoon spider with the spindly legs. I like the way they've replicated the costume with the nice tones, the like kind of muted blue tones that he had in the cartoon there. Very nice, very nicely done. The spider on his chest is that old kind of, I always thought it was like an ant looking thing, but they've replicated it really well. Good job, PCS. Then we'll move on to the third and final statue in this 1/10 line, and that's the black suit version. Now, this is actually my least favorite. Surprising for me, actually, because the black symbiote costume is actually my favorite all-time Spider-Man costume. My very first full-bodied statue was the Randy Bowen symbiote Spider-Man, which I still have to this day. I will never get rid of it. But there's a really nerdy reason as to why this is my least favorite, and it's because it's not the symbiote. And you can tell it's not the symbiote because of the way he's holding his fingers to shoot his webs. So this would be the Back in Black costume, so it's just a black costume. The symbiote, which later obviously became Venom, fires his webs out of the back of the hand. Sometimes with a closed fist, sometimes with an open, but he doesn't have to make that web shooter, that classic style web shooter pose because he's not pressing a button. There are no mechanical web shooters. This is organic, so it comes out of the top of his hand. That's the only thing about this statue. It's just, and it's a bit of a weird thing, I know. There's nothing wrong with having the Back in Black costume, but me personally, I just prefer, if he's going to be in the black costume, I like to feel like it's the symbiote. But weird nerdiness aside, it's a nice looking statue. I really like, they've got the classic look of the Venom kind of spider. Wider lenses obviously than the 1960s cartoon. Same pose, that very simple museum style base there, like with no design. Personally, I feel like they could have put a bit of something on that, like I don't know, like a web effect or something, and maybe kind of two-tone or something. That seems a little lazy, but I don't know. Maybe I'm nitpicking. But this is a relatively affordable statue. Like I've said, 112 bucks early bird price or 125 regular. And you know, like, why not get all three if you can afford it? This would make a pretty nice display with all three of them side by side. Like I said though, the first one, the one on the right there, is my favorite, the MVC Classic. Just because from the polls it's quite clearly supposed to be the Marvel vs. Capcom version, and if it is supposed to be that, I want the costume to look like it does in the game. That's just me though, guys. What do you think? Comment below. Are you going to be getting any of these? And if so, which one? Which is your favourite? Or are you in a super fortunate position and able to get all three? Let me know. Also, guys, if you haven't done so already, if you wouldn't mind clicking that like button, it really does help out. I really do appreciate it. Make sure you are subscribed so you don't miss out on any future content. With that said, webheads, thank you so much, and I will catch you in the next one.